Hello, my name is Autumn Chandler and I'm going to be talking about the ultrasound signal flow and processing unit. To start out, we have 7 main components. We have the transducer, then we have the pulsar, we have the beamformer, the receiver, the display, the storage, and the master synchronizer. On the transducer, we have several main components. To start out, we will start talking with the case. The case is what keeps all of the internal components together and keeps electrical currents inside the transducer from entering the patient. Next, we have the electrical shield, which is a thin metal sheet inside of the transducer that keeps any unwanted or unnecessary currents outside of the transducer from coming inside and messing up the images. Next, we have the acoustic insulator, which is what keeps the PCT crystals' vibrations from affecting the image itself, and then that leads us on to the PCT crystal itself. Now, the PCT crystal is in charge of the transmission of electrical currents into sound waves that enter the body, and then it receives the sound waves back and turns those back into electrical currents for them to be sent through the wire, which is leading from the back of the transducer all the way up to the main machine itself. And then inside of the transducer still, we have the matching layer, which is in charge of the main PCT crystal from getting any like damage or anything, and it's also in charge of the speed of sound waves that leave. And then we have the backing layer or backing material, also called the dampening element, which is also in charge of reducing ringing inside of the main element and affecting our images. Then we are on to what the transducers actually are themselves. And we have many types. We have the curvilinear, we have linear, we have phased array, we have many different types, and all of them have their own different differences. And the transducer's functions are to take these sound waves, send them into the body for us to see reflections of what is happening inside, and in turn this is all sent to the pulsar. The pulsar is what takes these electrical currents and is able to turn the sound waves that we receive back into the electrical currents that they originally were, and its amplitude, pulse, everything is where it's determined and then sent to the beamformer, which is then the main place that determines the delays, the firing delays, the patterns, everything like that, and is then sent to the receiver. The receiver is located within the system that takes all of these different kinds of currents and is able to turn those into something that can be displayed for our eyes to see, which then takes us to the main display. The main display is what shows us the images of inside the body. Like if we were scanning the liver, it would show us physically from those currents that we got from the transducer and sent to the pulsar and everything. It would show us these images for us to be able to determine what is actually happening inside of the body, which then is sent to the storage. The storage inside of the ultrasound machine is what holds all of these currents that are been just turned into these images, and it's where we can go back and we can look at the images that we have previously taken and can compare different images, and all of this is within the master synchronizer. Now, the master synchronizer is like the motherboard of all ultrasound machines. This is what keeps everything in line make sure that everyone is doing their own job, making sure that that job is being done the correct way, and that everybody is working well with one another, and it is what will let you know if something is out of line, and will try to fix, like, show us what we need to fix whenever we are doing maintenance on these machines. And thank you so much for watching.